reminder. Yeah, so what we discussed now, yesterday Vijay asked this question. Let's say I have, let's say four to five records, and out of four records, two got errored out, and I'm just loading two, but I just want to give the remaining two to end user to confirm to delete or just to get the new update records and all those stuff. So what is how to do that? I mean, we cannot delete just like that, right? So if those are the very crucial records to take the business decision, we cannot delete them just like that. Okay, clear, right? So what I'm saying, everybody should be clear the scenario. Scenario is if a record is errored out, you should not delete just like that. Okay, but you have to extract that record and give it to the end user saying that this record is errored out, do you want me to delete? You have to send an email like this. Okay, based upon his confirmation we have to do the certain action. Okay, he might give a new file saying no, 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 you should not delete that, I will give a fresh file because I have done some mistakes, so that that file has generated in a wrong way. Okay, this could be the one of the real-time scenarios to work on the data side. Okay, data quality side. But for now we don't have any, so I'm going to do, I'm just taking an empty table, I'm just creating the table. Okay, and I'll purposefully give some error records and then I'll tell you how to handle them. So if you understand this scenario, you will also, I mean, later point of the sessions also, I'll come across some error scenario and I'll tell you more deep inside that. But anyway, to clarify this doubt, I'm just taking this scenario at this moment. Okay, here the table name. Okay, the table name, I just would like to give a meaningful name, customer data. So it's a cust table or customer table. Anything is fine. Okay, anyway, we will talk this naming conventions. The standard naming conventions will be discussed later part of the course once everybody pay the fee. Okay, that is the only thing that we are going to hold for the moment. Guys, I used to charge, per hour 1,000 rupees for freelancing projects. I also used to charge the support per day per hour 30,000 rupees per person. Okay, that is, but now we are charging very nominal fee. I mean, I want to touch upon your lives. I mean, it should be helpful for you, so that I'm going to kind of help, but it's a nominal fee. But anyway, if my wife send an hot message, just ignore and just tell your concerns so that we can take it forward. Okay. Yeah. So coming to the point, so we are entering the data. Let's say customer number one, and the name is let's say Mahendra, and number two, let's say Vijay. Okay. Number three, let's say A and XYZ. Okay. Uh, 4B, some Rama. Okay, some let's say I want to give a fourth record also, a good one. Let's say another record could be any name. Just to give a Manoj. Okay, something like that. I just randomly pick some names. Okay, so these are the four. Five records we have. Okay, now I'll show you how these records will be errored out and how can I fetch. See, obviously, if I change this column name, let's say I'm not giving any names. Anyways, you can give the name here also. ID and the name. Okay, so this is my table and just I'm editing it. Let me click on edit. So what it will do, it will come to the query editor. Query editor is, I'm repeating, query editor is a separate entity in the Power BI architecture. Okay, so we will talk more in as it is the first entry to the Power BI. We will be focusing lot of things in the query editor itself. Okay, for a couple of sessions. So you have to be much familiar with this query editor and all these options. I will touch upon as many as possible. Okay, with the scenarios, with the real-time scenarios, and we will go further. Now, so as it is ID, I just want to make it a whole number. Yeah, add a new step or replace current step, what it will be. So if I add a new step, you can see a new step here. Or otherwise, it will just already it is changed the type because Power BI is an intelligent tool. Okay, it has some inbuilt, mechanism. So by that, it will change the data type automatically. Okay, if you don't want to do this, we have another option to auto detect disable. You can do that auto detection disable. We will talk that later, but for now Power BI will automatically detect the data types. Okay, as we have A and B, it is actually saying that this is characters, so that is the reason the auto detection is also wrong. Okay, but for our project requirement, ID column should be whole number. Okay, for that I'm just adding a new step here so that it will not be replace that and it will be add new step. But if you see this, there are two error records. Okay, these are the two error records that we have xyz and Rama. Okay, and now what I have to do, just simply load it. Okay, you will come to know, close and apply. See, it is saying the queries contain errors. 5 records loaded out of 2 errors. Okay. Now I just want to view the errors. Again, it will go back to the query editor to view the errors. Do apply change. Yeah. Again. Okay. Again. Come here. See, again it's open and it, see, if you observe, previously we had only one table. Okay, but you see a folder, it's a group. Basically it is divided two groups. One is errors in the customer table and the customer table. If you go here, this is total table, but errors are separated. Okay, now if you come here in the Power BI editor, let's take the table and the columns. Push the columns. You see only three records are good, records are there. Okay, bad records are not there, but I want to give that bad records also here in the Power BI report, or I need to export them to Excel or CSV file to give it back to a customer. So that is my requirement, not this is not my requirement, though this is a good option, right? So what exactly I can do here? Let me go back to the query editor and click on that. If you see, if you observe closely, these are actually italic in the font. Italic means just slightly right side moved. If you observe this here, it is just italic mode. Okay. So what does it mean when you say italic? It is actually not loading. It is actually enable load is not there. And if you observe the here, this table, the enable load is there. So okay, anyway we will talk this later. Simple, enable load is nothing but it will load to the data. Okay, it will load to the model. Okay, we did not see the model, right? If you come back and here, the model, we have only customer table, the error table is not there. That is a simple thing. How, why it is not there? Because because this is actually not enabled. If you click enable, this italic will be straight, and this table also will load. Where it will load? It will load to the model. Okay, now we apply the changes so that the error records will come here. Yeah, see, error records came, automatically detected the relationship. Okay, but here this is meaningless. Oh, based on the name they have detected, but names are not same. So this relationship is actually not correct. So let me delete this relationship. Okay, we'll talk this relationship later when it comes to data modeling part. But for now, there is no relationship. We don't want. I mean, we want this table as a different purpose. Okay, come here and take this error records. Okay, and take one more table and just select all of them. Okay, so now see XYZ and row number is fourth and third. So this is actually a formatting thing. Okay, okay, this is actually a formatting thing. You can change it to number, all those stuff. ID will be number. You can go to the data and do that. But yeah, for now, how to anyway, I'll show you that with error records. Okay, you select this. The row number is actually auto, but you just need to make it 0. I mean, after decimal you won't get it. uh, it's working.
Mahendra, I have a small question, if I can
Yes.
ask.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Mahendra, so why did this third and fourth record go into errors? What what did Power BI understand? How did Power BI understand that these two are errors? Did he put
That's
any
what.
junk data in that?
Yes, that's what. If you closely observe the data, you have not closely observed that data. Okay, let me show you the data once again. Okay, if you see here, these three or fourth record actually not. If I change the data type, see, until unless I did not change the data type, they were actually good. But
Got you.
once I
Got you.
change the data type, they're actually numbers. Whole number is a
It cannot
number.
be null. Correct. Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Got you.
no. It should be number. It should not be the text with number.
Mm-hmm.
So
Correct.
I purposefully given that text here and text with number here. So those two records are errored out.
Okay. Got you. Thank you. Thank you for the
Yeah,
explanation.
yeah, sure. Okay, now these two records needs to be sent out, saying that how you need to export. See, simple, show as a data, and you can see much better. But you can go back here. Anyway, we will come to this visualization part later, but just to show to the error record processing, you will get this export option. And here error records, okay, error records in the customer table. Okay, you need to export just like this and just pass it to the customer or end user, whoever it is, like whoever is responsible for that file, or your manager, or you need to update in your tracker. Okay, saying that I have error, please confirm. You can ask your team lead or a manager, whoever is responsible, scrum master, product owner. All these names will be familiarized when you go to the DevOps. Okay, Azure DevOps training. Okay, the project types, Scrum, CMMI. So all those types depend on the project types. You have to understand that culture. Okay, anyway, so is that clear, guys? Just type in the chat bar if that is clear. So now I'm saving this as a project, saying that handling error records. Handling error records. I'll share this with you. Okay. I've not taken any source. Okay. I just created the table on my own. Okay. I've just entered the data and recreated the scenario and exported the data and given back to the customer. Okay. So that is the scenario, and I'm just closing this. Any questions so far? Do you want to yes, yes. We'll talk each and every step. Okay. Now, anyway, these scenarios will be get created, but I just want to clear that air out. Okay. The doubts will be clear. Now, let's reopen the new fresh PBX file. Okay. Today we are going to handle the data cleaning part. Okay. So one of the most crucial step is query editor. Okay. So we need to understand lot of the things. Okay. How to replace the errors, how to format the data. Okay. How to renaming, all those stuff we need to know. Okay. So I'm just closing this as it is a default one. So now, see, guys, we can directly go to a query editor here and also get the data from here. So getting data to Power BI has actually two gates. Okay, one gate is actually getting data in the main window. This is actually the main Power BI window. But before coming to the Power BI, we have a query editor. Okay, so to go to query editor, we have an option transform data, and from there also you can get the data. So this is the beauty. Okay, plenty options. Power BI, Microsoft, not only Power BI, in any Microsoft tool, to accomplish one task you can do multiple ways. You agree? Whoever work with the Excel, Word, PPT, okay, any other I mean Windows. Okay, to perform one activity, there are multiple ways you can do even one activity. Okay, to give the convenience to the end user. So if you see, there are new source and get data. Only names are different, but they work in a same fashion. There is no difference at all. Okay, if you click here, you see the same pop-up. Okay, this is just a gateway to connect the source of the data. Okay, so anyway, I might have told you, but anyway, I'm just repeating to get you more clarity. But now I want to get the data. Okay, I want to get the CSV files again. So this time I'm actually taking the population. Okay, so 1950 to 1999 and 2000 to 2049, 2050 to 2020, 2020. I mean, these are the estimated data could be. So, but let me load one file. Did I load yesterday? No, right?
No.
Okay, good, thanks. So if you observe this, yesterday anyway we discussed loading one file, but again the file origin is by default Power BI will detect and comma delimited. If you go back and check that file, actually that is a comma delimited. Okay, uh, open with Notepad so that you will understand. Everything we should closely observe. Okay, this is actually delimited by comma. Okay, if you observe all commas are there, so that is the reason Power BI is automatically detected. Okay, and this is actually based on first 200 rows. This detection is happened. Okay, now let's click on OK. Okay, now we have one query and the query name and the apply step. See, change type. Change type is automatically done. We could just connect it, but the change type is automatically added. Why? Because Power BI is an intelligent tool. It automatically add you the change type. It will detect the type for you. Okay, but you can disable if you don't want to detect this step, additional step. Okay, yeah. So now again, I want to go back and I would like to get one more source. Okay, let's pull all of them. But there is a smart way to do all of the files at a one code by connecting the folder. But for now, you just let me load all them manually. Okay, get the CSV file, one more CSV file. Why I have loaded? There is a purpose. Okay, I am creating different scenarios to process the data. Okay, so that is the reason I just loaded these three files, and end of this after finishing this data cleansing or data quality checks, what we do, we merge all of them into one file and we do lot of operations on these data sets. Okay, so let me expand this. Still, we are not into the Power BI. Okay, actual Power BI. We are in the first filter, it's a first gate in the query editor. Okay. Now, let me go to this. If you closely observe, do we have any issues here? Yes, we have issues, and we don't want this column because this is a junk data, or I mean, which is meaningless to this table, right? How to remove? Just go to remove rows and click on remove top. Okay, it will ask you how many records do I need to delete. Just delete one record. Simple option will just go off. But still, this is not the right format. What, how it should have? It should have a first name as a header. As I said, we have two options: use first row as a header, go to transform, use first row as a header. Okay, anything is perfectly fine. So use this. See, location ID, location, time, age group, age stat, everything is actually looks good. So far so good. So now first table is formatted perfectly. Now you observe the steps. What we have done here, the change type is automatically it came. See, now at any point of time you can go back and see what was the data. Now the still column 1 is there, but if you come back here, that will be go off. See, location ID is the header. So you can go back and re-verify at any point of time what top rows we removed, how this header promoted, and what was the change type. See, change type, this is actually again, it has actually machine is detected and Power BI is detected. Okay, I have not done that. Okay, what actually detected? See, this is a number. Previously, this was number. This was a what you can go back and check here. See, it was ABC. ABC. Okay, but again it's detected saying that this is a number. Why previously why it was not detected here? Because we had some junk data, so that is the reason Power BI did not understand. Okay, now you moved this header is not a I mean it internally understand that header should not be a type, so remaining data it will be understand and then decided to change it to a data type. Okay, nothing to be confused. Um, Simple. Power BI has a machine learning algorithm backend, so it will detect the data and it will give you the right format. Sometimes machines may not be correct, but for our convenience purpose, we will change the data type. Okay, see, and if you observe the names, this is actually a year. Time is meaningless. We will change that later. But yeah, we will process. I mean, other quality issues. Let's go to our next table. What other process? So what we learn here, we will learn remove rows. Okay, and use header as a first row. And if you see the remove rows, we have plenty options. Okay, remove top rows we applied, remove bottom rows. Yeah, let's say if you have any bottom row issues, because sometimes if you load a report in the footer, you will have a lot of junk data. So in that time you might require to delete the bottom rows. Okay, so for that purpose, this option is very useful. Okay, we don't have any bottom data errors, so I don't think that we can do it. So if you load it more, see, it's actually loading more. You can also delete, let's say 950. If you want to delete these three records, you can delete it right away. How to delete bottom three rows? Okay, let's say, just assume, I'll just anyway I can come back. Okay, now it's taking a moment. Still processing. Yeah, if you go back and see, those records should not be there. See, but yeah, why they have again? Because there could be duplicate records. Okay, They could be duplicate records. That is the reason. So even after deleting also three records, the same numbers are coming. Okay, so I just deleted only three records, not the three value. I mean, I did not unselect, I did not filter it out. Okay, just three records, but actually I should not delete. Okay, because they are good records. Why should I delete? So I just removing it just to make sure to understand how to remove the bottom records. I just applied that. Okay, but again, you need to understand this also. Remove alternate rows. Okay, this is one of the beautiful option that Power BI has. Okay, now you understand. First rows to remove and number of rows to remove, number of rows to keep. Okay, first, let's say now you observe 1 2 the 4 8 22 12 24. Okay, I just want to remove these two records. Okay, first rows to remove and number of rows to remove, and then after I want to remove one record, let's say, or four records, let's say, and I would like to keep six records. Just observe closely what it will happen. Anyway, I can at any point of time I can come back, but just to understand the scenario, if you have to understand your data patterns. When I say patterns, how the data is there, do you feel any junk data in between? Based on this alternate rows concept will work for your data. So you need to think and choose the right tool. So for the small screwdriver, you will not put the big screwdriver, right? So you have to choose that same concept here also. So whatever the tool is required, you will use that tool to open up that screw or nut or bolt. Okay, so the same scenario will also apply in the software. Okay, so in Power BI also we need to use the right tool at the right time, right, for the right purpose. So that's where this Microsoft come up with this lot of options. Okay, options are nothing but spanners, real time for the issues. Okay, so that's how it is. Like just apply and see what will happen. See, fourth was there, but 32 is there, 52, but records were changed. Okay, it will apply, but I could not able to recreate the exact scenario. But if you have that kind of data and if you apply that option, it will work for you perfectly. Okay, now I'm just removing it. I don't want to delete any of the data, but yeah, I just make sure you understand these first three options. Remove duplicates, remove blank rows, remove errors. We'll talk to that. I mean, yeah. So now let's say how many rows it has. It's just simply not nine columns are there. Nine columns means these are all the nine columns. Okay, and it's saying 9,900 plus rows, but not exactly, this is not the exact count. But if you want to see the exact count, how you can do, go to transform. Yesterday I've shown you row count. So it is actually how many records? 2,88,950 rows. Okay, these many rows we have. That is the reason that count was not clear. But again, I don't want to show as a number. I just want to the file back. So I just close that. Okay, so now you understand the row count also. At any point of time you can check the row count. You cannot, you can put here or here or here, anywhere you can put, and you can check the count. Always they are the same because these records are perfectly, I mean, they were the records basically. So that is the reason all will be the same. Okay, if something is gap, by default data blank will come there. So I mean, I don't want to make you more confused. For now, you understand the row count, and if you remove some data, you will come to know the row count, whether that really happened or not. Okay, so to do that, let's say I just, before I done that, let me take this count and put it in the notepad. Okay, saying the record count before delete. Okay, before delete, and just close back, and just now we just removed this bottom rows, right? Yeah, okay, remove bottom rows, but at that time we did not see the names actually they deleted or not. Okay, now let me apply, and now see, ideally they should delete. Okay, but I could not show whether they are deleted or not, because if you go back and see in the filter, I can see those three records as is, because they were duplicates. Now we will come to the duplicate part also. Okay, now it's deleted. Now let me go back and check the row count. See, data quality is very, very important. Data processing is very, very important. Okay, previously we used to work on the ETL, okay, extract, transform, load, which actually do this kind of story. Okay, there were jobs only on ETL. Okay, still we have ETL jobs. Okay, after delete. Can observe, were the three records deleted or not? Yes, they have deleted 950 minus 947. So three records were deleted. So that's how it is. Though the records were now let's perform on the duplicate rows, remove duplicates, and then we'll observe. Okay, how many records will delete. Okay, remove duplicates. Because it's heavy data, it could do uh, it could take time, but I should have done a small data to make you understand. But yeah, it might not, you might not feel that as a real-time scenario. So okay, let's wait for that. And yeah, same wise, each and every file I have recreated with the different issues to make you more clear, and you should feel that it's a real-time project. So now the processing has been done. Now let me go back and check the count. Still loading. Dots are actually running out. So in the Skype you might not see those dots, but due to some clarity issues, but still that is working. So that is the reason I'm just waiting for the operations to be complete. Yeah, see, only 199 records are actually unique. Why? Because this is a transactional data. Okay, so for transaction data, we should not do any delete operations. For we should not remove any delete operations. Where we do on the customer information, customer table, dimension tables, we delete the duplicates. Okay, we'll talk to that later anyway. I just want to show you the difference. Okay, I just don't want to delete, delete duplicates. Okay, remove bottom rows also not correct. Okay, so that is the reason I just removed. Okay, for now, so far so good. You understand the remove rows, and all the three options are actually applied. But yes, again we have blank rows and remove errors. Okay, we'll come to these two options later in the session. But for now, remove options we covered much. And here keep same. This is vice versa. Okay, if you want to remove, you can remove. But let's say I mean, I don't want much data. It has a lot of junk data. I just want only couple of information or less information. And in that case, this is a smart work to go. Okay, instead of removing, you just keep top 10 rows. That's enough for me. I don't want much data. So you just keep only top 10 rows and remove lakhs of records in one go. And the same way, bottom and range. Okay, okay, and then keep duplicates, yeah, keep duplicates. See, only I want duplicate records, I don't want unique records. Okay, and keep errors. This is one of the beautiful option. You see, you just want to see how many error records are there, so you will understand each and every error record, and then process back, and then we'll see that later. But for now, you observe that keep rows and remove rows are there, but we will come to that part later. Okay. Now, the first file is actually processed. I have not done anything. I've connected to the source, and the change is done automatically by Power BI. Because of top rows and headers, the type was actually not proper, you can delete this also, because I don't want to I don't want to have so I don't have any issues there if I delete that, because it took automatically unnecessary step. Okay, but actual change type is this. If you feel this type is also not correct, you can delete. And then oh no, I want that. What you can do, go back and select these columns and say auto detect data type. Okay, detect data type, they will again come back. So this is auto detection also, I have explained you. And I mean, there are multiple ways to do, but this is one of the way. Okay, but now let me go to the file 2. Do we have any issues in the file 2? Yes, here also the same thing. We need to promote the header, and let's see. Okay, here the change type is automatically detected by default. Okay, now use header, where we can go back and use header, the first row, apply this. Okay, and do we have any other issues here? Just go back and check. See, there is a record with NA. Okay, and which is actually not required to be our data. So we can what we can do, we can filter it out, use filtering option. So here I can type for NA, and NA is actually selected, and click OK. See what happened, only NA is selected. Now see, there are 4 NA records, but now I don't want NA records. So how can I go back? See, if you observe 2, 3, 4, fifth records, all are NA. Okay, you can do operation by location ID or the location name. So basically location name is the right option, and I'm again I don't want the NA as a location, I want all only valid countries. If I again search for NA and click OK, see, observe Afghanistan also gone. No, I just clear filter. See what happened, only if I select NA, all other countries also coming, because NA, wherever NA is there, they are coming. So, taking NA filter is, this is not the right way. How to do that? Only you have to go manually and select the NA records. Wherever you found NA, just go and select. Sometimes search might not be helpful for you. So come, see, these are alphabetical. You can come to know NA here and just click. So let's say you might ask a question like, only NA you are finding manually. If I have a lot of issues in my data, how can I? There are multiple ways we are exploring. Okay, all possible ways how to refine your data, how to process the data, how to you do the data quality checks. Okay, all those things we are actually applying in a different scenarios. Okay, now you observe all NAs are gone. Okay, when you apply one operation on one column, that happened for all the rows. Okay, this is a column, these are the rows. So if I remove that NA from my location, all rows are actually deleted. Any questions here? No need to be confused. Okay, I might go little confused, but it should be clear for everybody. If not, let me know. If you're not clear, then you can ask in Telugu also. Okay, that's not an issue. If somebody can't speak Telugu, if somebody can't speak English, they can ask in Telugu also, so that I can explain you in a simple English. If still they are not understand, I can come back to you with the Telugu to give you more clarity. Okay, with your silence, I can understand there is no doubts, because I feel it's clear. But yeah, so again, if you see the data types, guys, data types are actually not clear, correct? See, actually, they should be have some numeric values, but if you observe here, all are ABC. So how to do that? Go to transform, detect data types. See, by default the step is come, but still this is actually not detecting. Why? There could be some issues in the data. Let's go back and verify. So this is 5. Ideally, it should have detect, but it's not detecting. See, this is 0. Okay, it might be low. See, I did not load the complete data. No, this is actually should have. Let me ask to detect the type only for this column. See, this is detected. But I asked to detect all of them, but for that time it's not detected because some other data might have problem. Now, let me ask to detect this also. This is not detected because there could be some issues. So load more data. See, there is issues. There are issues. So iPhone obviously it will not understand. So that is the reason it just kept as a text, right? So it will not be changed to numeric. So that is perfectly fine. This is numeric. This should be a numeric also. But to load more, we can understand if there is an issue. See, -1. Let's try to do it should detect actually. Detect. See, 1 2 3 perfect. So this is also detected. Okay, load more. See, perfectly fine. See, this is how you should be do careful. Okay, you should be very careful in terms of your data. Now again, here also we'll try to do detect type. See, this is perfectly fine. 1.2, which is what it is. It is a decimal number because we have decimal points. Okay, now again detect this. See, actually, whenever I do, actually, this is only the one step. What it actually happening, if you observe in the formula bar, the types are changing, but steps are not applying because they will be, redundant, duplicate steps. So Power BI automatically understand this is only changing step. I can merge into one step itself. So that is the reason if you observe, they're actually doing inside the data, inside the formula, but the steps are the same. They are not changing. Okay, even the total data is also looks like ABC, but just change to whole number, decimal number. Okay, perfectly fine. And if you observe the down, there is no issues. Everything is blue, which means data is 100% quality. See, 100% valid data, 0% errors, 0% empty. Wherever you go, the blue indicates that the data is actually good. Now, let's move to the third file. Okay, now we see there is a issue. You can see the black, right? See, there are empty rows. Okay, you can directly remove empty. Okay, this is one of the option, and the option is also there, right? Remove empty rows, blank rows. Okay, this also works. Anything is perfectly fine. Remove empty is fine. Remove a blank also perfectly fine. So for now, I just use this option, and now you observe all are perfectly fine. So what we have done here is just use the remove empty, and here also you have remove empty option. If you click on those three dots, okay, remove empty, keep empty, all those things we can do, and we can understand are they really empty or not. Okay, let's say if you really want to, you might be very curious what those empty rows. Okay, just keep blank rows. Where is that keep blank rows? If you want to see a blank rows, let's select the null rows. Okay, null will be the blank here, and any other type, load more. Apart from blank, do we have any other issues? No. Okay, blank. So I just want to see the only null values, how they looks like. Select unselect all and only select the null and just check. See, all records are null, so we are not deleting any valid data. Okay, if you feel some numbers are there, you might take this data or take the screenshot and ask that. So I these records are actually errored out, and I see some information here. do you think this is a valid information to capture? No, something like that. I mean, there could be a scenario you need to ask. Okay, so remove this. So if I can directly delete here also, remove empty records. Let me go back. See, remove empty anywhere, because all are empty. Across the all columns. So anywhere you can go back and delete, remove empty. This will be perfectly fine. Okay, remove empty is clear for everybody. Let me know if you have any doubts here, because we have done a lot of things today, okay, to understand the query editor. Okay, and let's say you might have lot of columns, and it's very difficult. See, here we have only 9 columns, but if you have 90 columns, because for analytical purpose you might have lot of things. Okay, and you don't I mean, it's taking time to choose, move here, there, so lot of confusion, right? So but no, you no need to be that, that much hard. We have an option here, choose column. Okay, if you go choose column, there are two options, choose columns and go to columns. You can click one of the column, you will understand. So how many columns do you want to select? Here from here also you can unselect whatever you don't want. So age span, if you don't want, you can unselect, and that's it. Remove the column, unselect will happen. Okay, and go to column. So what is go to column? To understand your columns, back and forth. Let's say I want to go to population female column directly. Click OK. My cursor directly will jump to there. See, pop female, how beautiful it is. It is actually taking developers headache. I mean, it will just give you the, it is helping you, okay, to understand your data faster and quicker. Okay, so that you will save your development work. Okay, so that is beyond this. Okay, forget about that machine learning part. Yeah, so this tool is actually built upon a machine learning part. Okay, if you see here, Azure machine learning can also be done using this tool. So that is the reason Power BI is going to be rock. It's going to be on demand tool. Microsoft is investing a lot. Okay, you will have wide varieties of job requirements. Okay, only thing is you need to be focused. Okay, you need to be get perfection. Try to be perfect. Nobody is perfect in the world, so you try to be perfect. Okay, try to focus, try to understand each and every concepts, try to remember, every day in the morning and evening, before you go to bed, when you wake up, you just write down all your points, what you understand. Okay, and just write down your goal. Put your goal card. Okay, by end of this month I have to be, get one job offer. So this is the law of attraction, guys. Law of attraction will work for you. It is not only for you. I mean, it works for the, throughout the world. Okay, what is law of attraction? We'll talk that later. But yes, law of attraction, simple. Apply your goal card and keep your goal card ready, and write your goal card, and once you wake up, you just go through your goal card, how you want to transform yourself, how you want to change yourself. Okay, I want to be a six pack. Okay, just write down the goal card, wake up in the morning and just read it. Okay, and don't take another negativity. Oh, how can I receive how can I get my six pack? I have a big family pack. No, don't give that negative thought after once you see the goal card. Okay, so that is again a law of attraction, will give you a negative results. Okay, I don't want to mess you at this moment, but yeah, law of attraction will work. Just keep it ready with your goal card. Now, so we almost ready all of this data, and let me check all columns are same. Here 9 columns we have, there also 9 columns we have, and there also 9 columns we have. So all are same, looks like. If not, then go back and choose the column, go to column and just see location ID, location name, group name, all are same or not. Okay, here also go to column and check. All should be same. To merge together, they should be same. Okay, and you can also rename them because time is actually not the correct meaningful. This is actually year. Okay, and the data type is also not correct. The year should be a number. See here, actually this is data type number, but if you come here, this is actually text. Okay, they should be same format. Okay, so but actually we can come here and rename. As it is a one column, you can type year. Why I'm taking as a number, actually we have a date format, right? Why I'm not choosing date? Because I don't have any DDMMI okay, a day and month is not there, so I'm perfectly fine with to understand this data in terms of number. Okay, okay, so again come to here and change that year and make this to number, whole number, and the same way it should be. Double click to rename and it will work for you. See, this is actually changed already. Okay, so I mean, when you observe all the tables, all are same name and same data type, they should be same data type, otherwise you cannot append. What is append? Okay, you should understand the append concept. Okay, so let me open up a notepad so that you will understand. I have two files or three files, file 1 and file 2. Okay, the file 1, what I have, ID and name. Okay, and salary, we have three values. Okay, salary, and one here I have and comma Mahendra and comma some X. Okay, 10 rupees, and 2 you have another XYZ and 20 rupees in the file 2 also. Now let's go to file 2. You have a fourth record, may not be third record, fourth record, something like that. I mean, it's not mandatory that they should come out three also in the file. You are getting a 100th record, 100 record. The name, so okay, again ID. Let me give the format also. ID, name, and salary. Okay, so again it should be capital M. Okay, also should be capital I. I mean, why I'm doing? Because it should be same format across all the files here, but data will be different. Okay, data will be different. Files are same. Okay, one file come from one branch, another file come from another branch, but ultimately that is the customer data. So it should be the same. Okay, ABC, and let's say 22 and 101, comma EFG and 23. Okay, something like that. But if you see, I don't want to work with two different files because I feel that I can merge this data. Okay, merging is a different word, but I can append the data. Okay, what I will do if I do append, these two records will come here simply, not the header, but only the records will come here if I do append. Okay, so this is how it is. If you want to create a new file, you can create. If you want to append only into a one file, you can do that. That's up to you. Okay, so hope you understand the scenario, but now I'm going to merge or append the records into one to another. Let me see if I can see here. If you observe closely, there are two options: merge queries and append queries. Merge will be done in a different fashion, append will be done in a different fashion, but for now we will focus on only the append. We'll come to the merge. Okay, merge is nothing but joins, and it will be joined based on one common column in the two different tables. tables are different, but only one should be commonality. In that case, merge will work. But here all are same, so append is the perfect operation. So append queries, append as a new query. So what it will happen, whatever you check, I'm in the first file. So if I do append queries, the second will come and append to this first file. But for now, I want as a new query. Okay. Actually, we are running out of the time, but anyway, I'll just finish it up. Um, Second table I chose. We have this option also, 3 or more tables we can do at a time. But for now, I'm just doing for your sake to understand this concept much better. So I do it. So what happens is this append one came, and you can just rename to meaningful. What it is, pop append. What is that? 1952 or 52 49 2049, something like that. Give a meaningful name. Okay, 1952, something like that. We will come to know these standards. Okay, there should be real-time standards you need to apply. Okay, so you should not go with your own formatting, but there should be some standards. We'll talk to that later. Okay, see, still this is append one, but if you change the name also, it's not came because you are still in progress. If I click outside, that will get changed. This will get changed. Let's see. See, this is a new query that we have altogether. Okay, if I go and delete this, what will happen? Where is the delete option? It will say error out. You cannot delete it because the query population cannot be deleted because it's being referenced by another query, this query. Okay, so you cannot, because if you come here to this query and if you see the source, you will come to know where exactly you are. So this is the 2 files that are actually this. Okay, so now we don't have any issues so far. Okay, now I can append another file also, and that could be the final file, and this file to be this. Okay, but I can do all of them at one time. So for now I can delete it because I want to do all of them at one time. Let me add that first and then do, that's up to you, and you can perform that operations. Okay, anyway, I will give all these files. You try all possible combinations. Okay, you can try all possible combinations, guys. You should be more patient to understand this. You have to be sit carefully and just try to do these operations. Okay, so that you will be more familiarized, and when you come to the requirement, you will not be panic. Okay, if you put your focus today, that will be help for you tomorrow. Okay, once you join into the company. Okay, be focused, do some hard work, and actually that is not hard work, that is a smart work. If you put your effort now, you will be saved, and you will be saved time to understand the requirement, and quickly you can do this. Okay, so now I'm going to append new. See, this data is not actually into the Power BI. We are still in the query editor. This is a separate entity, guys. Okay, I'll show you the, see, now I'm going to add this. Okay, I'm taking the first table as in pop append one, and I'm just taking this last table. Okay, and I'm just clicking as a new. See, append 3, append 2 came. So it should be append final. Okay, pop means population. Okay, pop total something, and all or final. Final on all is the correct one. Total all is meaningless. Total pop or total underscore pop or pop underscore total. Yeah, this is the final file. But actually, I don't want to take a lot of these scenarios. I don't want to take this lot of intermediate steps. Okay, to achieve this, you can do other option. But as we are running out of the time, so guys, one of the most important thing is you can save at any point of time this. Okay, you need to do lot of operations, but we are in middle. Okay, we need to do, I have just appended, but I need to do lot of things after this also. So what I can do, I can just save this. Now you observe what will happen. See, there is a pending changes in your queries that have not been applied. Do you want to apply them? No, apply later, which means data will not be loaded into Power BI. Okay, it will be still in the query editor. Okay, so this is one of the beautiful thing you should, everybody should understand, because as a developer you might not be achieve all at one go. You might do lot of data massaging steps. Okay, and today I could not able to achieve all of them, but I don't want to take unnecessary effort to my Power BI to load the data every time whatever I do. So in that scenario, I mean, this scenario could not be an ideal scenario, but yes, if you really want that kind of scenario, but just apply later. What matters? So, but no, as it is not saved, it's asking to save, but I'll show you what is the difference. Okay, what this is basically pop data, total pop data or pop data, population analysis data, population analysis without load. Okay, without load. I'm just saving without load. Without loading, guys, for your sake I am putting a lot of efforts. See, I've already created that without loading. Okay, I just recreated the scenario for you to make you understand more. Okay, you should appreciate my efforts. Okay, okay, so I'm just saving this. Now you observe what actually mean for that. Okay, without loading, you should understand this concept, what exactly mean for that. Okay, now I just saved it. Now I'm closing it. Okay, you can close by here by just close, or go to file and just close. There are two options. Okay, I'm not doing apply, I'm just closing it. Okay, so what will happen? See, now you come to here and you will not see any data. It's saying that apply changes and discard changes. So I won't do either of two, because I don't want to load the data, or I don't want to discard the changes. Okay, I'll just close this, because if you already saved that population analysis without loading, I'm just closing this. Okay, now I'll be opening up again population analysis without loading. I'll just open it up. What difference you observe? Though we connected 3 source files, we done lot of operations, and we just saved that, and we did not load the data into Power BI, but the data is in the first gate. The gate is query editor. Okay, the data is in the query editor part only. You have not pushed the data into the Power BI. See, it's nothing is there. If you go back and see in the model, it's empty. Nothing is there in the Power BI. But where they are, where we put our effort so far, in the query editor. Go to transform data, so that the query editor will come up, and here you will see all of your data. You will see all of your data. Hope this is clear for everybody. Okay, when you put some experience, you should show some confidence in terms of technical. So this will give you the confidence. Being said that, I'm closing the session today and opening for Q&A. Actually, I don't plan Saturday, Sunday any classes, but actually today purposefully I take this class because I did not inform you early. But Saturday, Sunday are optional. If I feel good, I can take the session. If not, I might not take it. But Monday to Friday will be there, and even for all days also optional. Okay, but money is not my main product. That is just byproduct. Sharing my knowledge is my main product. Okay, so that is the intent. I think, hope you understand by understanding the fee structure. Okay, so I'm just giving these files before asking questions. So how I'm going to share? Let me save
Share
this.
your UPI number also for the payment.
Sorry, I did not hear you properly.
I think your payment details were not shared. Can you share them also here?
Yeah, payment details are simple. I mean, I've already given the number. Phone Pay or Google Pay can be used for that. The number again I will give you here. 8936895569. So this is my number, and you can do that. You can do for that.
Oh,
It will be anyway recording, and it will be available for you there.
yeah. And share
Okay.
these 3 files.
Yeah, sure, sure. I'm going to do that. So I'm just clicking this, and I'm giving this day 3. Understanding is not required for you anyway. And where is that? Where did I shoot? Okay, let's go back to day 3. Sources. Yes, I think it's yeah here. Okay, I'm giving this handling error records also, because I just created to understand you how to export your error records. Okay, these are the 2 PBX files today we created, and I'm just saying send, so that it will be available for you to download, and also the source files. These are the key things. Okay, and yeah, it's huge data. Let me upload one by one, otherwise. Okay, 1950 to 1999. 2000 to 2014. You can ask guys any questions. If you're unable to ask, you can type. Okay, everything is perfectly fine. So I mean, this should be a two-way session. Okay, yeah, third one need to be sent. Any questions now? Q&A. Only 4 minutes I will take extra. Today we have taken 15 minutes extra, but I will give you 4 minutes for Q&A. Anyway, you can ask any questions in the WhatsApp. Guys, hope you are practicing it. I really encourage you to practice, because this will help you a lot to understand the deeper when we go into deeper classes, because when you practice it, this will help you. I highly recommend you should have a laptop that should be minimum i3 processor, 4 GB RAM is perfectly fine to handle my scenarios, to practice the data. Practice is Power BI. Okay, and yeah, if you have AMD processor, could be lag, I observe, because one of my brothers is using AMD's processor. Okay, so go for a second hand laptop. If you don't have, just come to me, I'll give a good reference. Okay, that is also one of the options that we have. There is a big story beyond referring this second hand laptops. Okay, I don't do purposefully. I don't want to put into a risk, but when you take some risk, there will be a profit. Okay, so you might get a good option for that to go into that option. But yeah, open to the questions. 2 minutes only. Any other questions so far in this class? And some guys are actually not joining class, but they are taking these recordings. Okay, so, and I really appreciate Durga Mucharla. So actually he's not joined the class, but he paid the fee, and I really appreciate him, and he's actually taking the recordings, and maybe later the session he has a call. He's also a real-time guy, and he has a call at the same time, so he is unable to join the class, but he's taking these recordings, and he's perfectly fine with my recordings also. Any other questions, guys? Okay, so with your silence, I can understand there's no questions. I feel.
Yeah, no questions, Mahinder.
Thank you, thank you,
It was nice session. Thank you.
thank you, Sushma. Thanks for your appreciation. Bye, and have a good weekend. Thank you so much.